Yeah, the complaint line is closed, so I guess you're in luck. I will remember it. I'm gonna copy. Everyone, I would like you all to watch this video all the way through. It shows how childish some people can truly be. What you are not going to be able to see is how it all started. I was getting off of the 94 at UTSA, and the 94 does not even go back into Six Flags twice like it used to. Go to Six Flags, to the rim, from the rim back to Six Flags, and then to UTSA. So I don't understand why these buses are unable to connect with each other. I needed the 100 bus, and so the 94 just gets there. You know, we have to wait for the bus driver to come from whatever he's doing. He's gonna go on to a restroom break, but the bus driver, I went with the bus driver to use the restroom. Okay, and he walked so slow to go to the restroom. The whole time while he's going to the restroom, he is on his phone and talking and texting. All right, now we both finished using the restroom at the same time. I walk pretty slow. I'm actually looking at things in the store, in Hobby Lobby, and this man is obviously browsing in the store himself, or he's just talking it up on his phone. So now this just slows everybody down, and I know I've even had an argument with Via before, and they said that they are allowed a break, and I guess I understand that. All right, so if this is the break area, we get back to UTSA, and you know, I'm telling the lady, I'm walking up to the 100 bus first. I'm walking up to the 100 bus, and or is it the 100 or 101? But anyway, I'm walking up to the bus, and it starts to drive off. The lady obviously does not look both ways to see, is anybody getting off this bus? The bus just drove up. Is anybody getting on? You know, don't care. Does not care. They don't care about the customers. You know, a simple gesture of 4 more seconds, and I would have been to the door already. You know. And I get on there, and she stops the bus actually because somebody got onto the wrong bus, and she was about to let her off, basically in front of all of these bushes and everything. You know, I had to go in, climb through the bushes and off the ramp in order to get to the bus. Okay, so she lets me in right there, and then I go and I say, you didn't see me walking up to the bus? You know, you could at least look both ways. And while I'm walking off, she goes and say, I don't have to. And I go back and I say, yes you do. And then she says, no I don't. And I say, yes you do. And then she says, no I don't have to do anything. And so I'm like, wow. And I go to look for her name so I can file a complaint. And she obviously must know that the complaint line is closed, which is ridiculous to have it closed at 7 o'clock, you know, while the buses are like still operating for the rest of the day until like 1 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, she's pressing this button You can tell and see in the video that she is pressing this button that's saying don't chase the bus. And she's pressing this button at least, you know, like 11 times. The bus is already set to sound off. In some cases you will see it go off without her even pressing the button, but she's actually pressing the button. She turned around and looked at me, and I caught her with her smirky attitude. This is an attitude that's basically saying, you know, I don't care. There's nothing that you can do. You can't do anything to me. What are you gonna do? You know, I'm gonna get away with this. I'm gonna have my job, and I don't think that is right. You know, basically, Via is not gonna probably do anything about this. This is what Via is hiring in the training that they have. I have also dealt with them driving over the curves. You know, some of the curves are all beat up on the bus routes from these buses running over them. They're black scuff marks from the tires and everything. There's no real training. I mean, and not every bus driver is like that. Some bus drivers will actually look around and stop the bus for you. Courteous, good-hearted people. They don't get off on this evilness. This is an evil person to keep smiling about it. And at the end of the video, you can even tell she knows exactly what is going on. So I would like for you to watch this. I'm also going to add something else to the very end of the video. And it's going to have something to do with this picture that I'm showing right here. And record all of the information from this bus. And that you wouldn't even tell me your name.
University parking lot.
Yes, we're on bus 101 or 100. The time is 6:02. The incident happened at UTSA. This lady is just driving off while I'm walking to the bus. She wants to sit up there in the front and argue with me like a child, basically saying I don't have to do anything that I don't want to. Yeah, there she is right there smiling at me. This is what we have to deal with. This is the customer service, you know, that Via expects from their drivers. Big fat kid up there. Definitely will be posting this on Facebook and YouTube. Get there with care. Don't chase the bus. Yes. Thank you. Prove me right. She does not need a job at all. Get there with care. Don't chase the bus. So go home and stay with your family or something. This lady is still allowed to keep her job and work for Via. I'm gonna file a lawsuit against this company. It is just absolutely ridiculous to have ignorant people working for a company which obviously deals with customers and people all day long. And she's just like a big child. It's really a shame. To back and forth with me on the bus. I don't have to. She was gonna stop the bus at first, but you're not even supposed to stop the bus when you're driving off. So what they say. so they say so. But you know, just evil and rude from the moment I got on the bus, because I check people. Make sure I get the day down too. She goes and tells me I need to sit down. You can't tell nobody to sit down. There's straps for us to hold on to. She's just a rude, evil person that should be fired. She should definitely be fired. She can't even drive right either. I have never had such a childish fight with a grown adult on a bus before. I wish I was recording so that you could have heard her back and forth and stuff. And she was smiling at me like, really? I think this is what VIA stands for. Standing behind this woman who definitely needs to be terminated immediately. She keeps on pressing that button like it's actually doing something. Get there with care, don't chase the bus. And look at her, she is so funny. You can press that all day until your finger breaks off. It really doesn't even matter. You know, it's just ridiculous to have a person that's working for this company like this. And actually, you're supposed to look both ways to see if somebody is coming for the bus. You don't be rude to them and be like, no, I don't have to do anything that I don't want to. And the way she's been acting, smiling at me, turns around and smiled at me and stuff. She wouldn't give me her name, and she hears me talking right now, you know. I'm just waiting for her to give me some more attitude so I can get it on tape. She's so ridiculous pressing that, taking her hand off the wheel to press that button so many times. This is a safety hazard already. I think as soon as I get to the house, I am going to upload this video onto YouTube. Look, there's her little smarky grin in the mirror and everything. It's so funny. Yes, she should not be having a job tomorrow. Ridiculous, absolutely disgusting. She's raising up and down her seat because you know I'm getting her face in the rearview mirror. And she must have pressed that button at least 50 times. There she goes again. Ah ha ha ha. She's so funny. This was via employee. This is what via employs people like this. She's so funny. Maybe in training they tell them to keep pressing this button. It's so ridiculous. She's taking her hand off the wheel to go and touch this button over and over and over again.
Approaching Fredericksburg and that point.
Route 101. Remote to the medical center at Leon Valley.
Approaching the Medical Center Transit Center.
Get there with care. Don't chase the bus. Llegue a donde tenga que ir con cuidado. No corra detrás de la bus.
What's your name again, ma'am? Don't want to give me her name. She doesn't want to give me her name. Look at her. It's a damn shame. This is what you have working for you right here.
After 12 years of safe driving, have a good
I will definitely report you tomorrow. These I get on the phone with Via and I actually get to talk to one of the supervisor and managers, and we're talking because he's telling me, I see you have a lot of complaints and I want to address a couple of these complaints. The complaints that I have been making is people is the bus drivers basically driving off and leaving the customer. This is why these people found it safe to place a recorded video on the bus, because they don't want to be liable for anything. You have people that are needing to go to work. They need to be at their jobs on time. The bus is designed and made for the people, not for via to basically leave them in the dust. Also, with the new bus stops that we have, the bus stops are basically crap. I mean, the sun is beaming down on you. You have to stand in the bus shelter's shadow in order to not be cooked by the sun. And when it's raining, the rain does not fall straight down. It actually falls at a slant. So actually the seats are soaking wet. You're getting wet. You have to stand up in a certain spot, like the Goldilocks effect or something. Like you have to find that sweet spot underneath these shelters. Useless. They are useless. And I'm talking to the manager on the phone because this is another one of the complaints. He goes and say, well, we're actually aware of all of these complaints with the new bus stops. We get so many a day. And you know what, Mr. Parker, we're just going to put another 300 of them in the future. We have plans for placing another 300 of them. That right there just made me think of the shareholders, all of the taxes and everything that you have to pay for in the government, and also, yeah, I don't believe that the bus is getting paid from our little change. This is the government who has to pay for this. And we are not being treated. We are the people. We can't get any respect. It's like you're robbing the community of its money. You build these elaborate stations, central stations, that I don't know who you got to design them. They are terrible. The sun in San Antonio is 100%, like all the time. There's hardly ever really any cloud cover. It barely rains, and it's just ridiculous to deal with this. There's so much more, but I want to keep the video short, so that it'll be able to go on to Facebook and YouTube and all that. But yeah, I believe that the bus is recording us all the time, and they probably have the video recording of this and everything. And I encourage you to just whip out your phone and start recording. That way you have proof of everything. I want to apologize for also recording the other people, but there's nothing against the law about recording. It was a public place and everything. So yeah, this is these little cards here. Also, let me tell you, these cards are all over the city. This paper, at first we had the yellow papers, and this was another complaint. We had the yellow papers. They went from the yellow papers where the transit transfers, the yellow papers, to this cardstock paper, which costs a lot more money. I could imagine how much this costs to put a barcode on this, and this is why the bus has gone all the way up to $2.75 for a day pass, $1.35, and I don't even much really know how much the bus is. The bus when I first got here was only 90 cents to ride the bus, and now they just need more and more and more money from us to pay for probably, I'm just really done. And it sucks that I have to depend on Via. When you have to depend on a company that knows that, they're never going to try to better themselves. They're just going to laugh in our faces, and you're going to have to deal with it. So that's why I'm actually doing this video also. You know, I just can't deal with this. It's gotta stop.